I'm actually enamored with your setup here.
You know, because I was out in town, so I said, do that.
Exactly.
The band of bitter.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, what I'll do is change up. Just, yeah. All right.
Well,
Yeah. Inside, so we can set it.
Yeah.
And then we can,
No?
this is 0-1. Gonna come first.
Can I keep that?
Oh, absolutely.
well, a very good afternoon and welcome back to another Ray White Canberra live stream auction. Of course, coming to you from the Belconnen head office here. Now, if you've been searching for that home and your measurement is, of course, bigger being better, I'd certainly argue what we have here at number 1 Hoad Place is certainly the best of what NICHOLLS has to offer. But not only is it the proportions that impress, it's the quality as well. Inside and out, absolutely manicured, presented to please, and of course, in that coveted, elevated location as well. A very good afternoon. My name is Alec Brown, here proudly representing, of course, our selling agent, Mr. Mark Johnson, and the entire team from Ray White Canberra. And it's on their behalf that I first of all acknowledge the effort that our seller has gone to in presenting this beautiful property. It's great to have you all tuning in and indeed in the auction room as well. And to the interested buyers amongst you, I do wish you the very best with your bidding. Now, I know right throughout the entire campaign, Mark, he has provided you with all the relevant documentation to ensure your confidence in today's sale. First and foremost, our contract, a fairly standard ACT Law Society document, which legally identifies the unexpired term of the lease for Block 3, Section 114 in the division of NICHOLLS. The prescribed terms within, they're exactly as you would expect. It's a cash and unconditional sale. There are no listed restrictions on the transfer of the title. We're offering the property vacant possession, with there being no changes made to that extensive list of inclusions to remain with the home. Now, GST, of course, that is not applicable to the price you pay. Settlement, that's been nominated within 30 days from today's date, and a standard 5% deposit is required to secure your purchase if deemed you are by successful bidder who purchases the home. Now, of course, today's proceedings, they are in accordance with the ACT terms and conditions of auction. They have been on display. They've also been widely distributed right throughout the entire marketing campaign. They really do form the guidelines, the framework for tonight's proceedings. I'm, of course, the only one who can make an offer or a bid on behalf of our sellers at any point in time during the auction. Now, it's not my preference to do so, but if I am compelled to put forward that offer, I'll clearly state that as being a vendor bid. I can only do it just the once, and at a level that is below the reserve price. Participation at tonight's auction, of course, that is via pre-registration, of course. And I will note all registered parties, I have cited and approved that documentation, and of course it does all comply. I can decide the amount or the increment by which the bidding advances, also may choose to refuse any bid. In the very unlikely event of a dispute or discrepancy, my role will be to adjudicate. I'll be the sole arbiter. My decision will be final. Now, providing we are above the exceptionally realistic reserve price that has been set at the strike of the gavel and the screaming of sold, the obligation to the fortuitous purchaser amongst you would be immediately complete the contract as well as paying that nominated deposit. No further bids, no late offers can be entertained, however, once the sale has been declared. So to ensure your success, quite simply, I recommend that you bid. Then, of course, make sure you are my highest bidder, and providing we're above that reserve price, you'll be the buyer. The balance of any other terms or conditions I take as being read and understood. Well, certainly, aside from the sprawling proportions that you can see from the outside of this home, inside certainly does not disappoint whatsoever. 297 square metres of palatial family living spread across multiple living spaces, 3 very generously proportioned living spaces, offering a wonderful arrangement of segregated areas for the largest of families. Complementing that, of course, though, is that impressive garage setup as well. 4-car garages, absolute oodles of storage right throughout. But maybe what's most impressive, aside from, as I mentioned, those proportions, is the care, the level of attention to detail, and above all, those renovations that have transformed these homes in recent years. You can see whether it's the designer kitchen, the updated bathrooms, the beautiful interiors, or the manicured exteriors, everything here is ready to go. Coveted, of course, in the high side of the street with those district and hill views beyond. You've got the benefit, of course, being so close to the golf course, so close to all the amenities you could really look for, but far enough away from everything to call this own paradise your own. So bidders, buyers, I won't delay. I call for opening bids for offers. Where would we like to see it start? Who's got a number to go?
Okay, 1 million 130,000.
It's a little bit low at the moment. I appreciate the interest. Certainly, I already know what the work has gone into it. I'll let Mark have a quick chat about the conversation of the value on hand. I would have thought 1-2 was a sensible place to start. My recommendation, my suggestion, look at everything on offer here. Give Mark that opportunity to have a quick chat now. Can you work with me? What if you give me 1-2? What's the worst that could happen here, right here? Do we go at 1.2 as an opening bid? An expression of interest, perhaps, when you look at everything that's been done with the home. Wonderful upgrades throughout. The fresh paint, the high ceilings, the quality curtains, the drapes, the fixtures and fittings, the woolen carpets, everything ready to go.
Give me a minute, let me talk.
Who do you talk to?
Just having a quick deliberation around the value at the moment. We are keen for that interest, and I will blind you, there is conditional interest tuning in on the auction stream at the moment. Bear with us, we'll look for an opening offer. We'll just have another quick chat around the value. Mark, I'll let you continue with that conversation right here and now. As aside, I mentioned to you the landscape gardens, it's fully irrigated, it's ready to go. You've got the benefit of the outdoor entertaining areas, the balconies at the front capturing those gorgeous views. Wonderful solar aspect that comes with it, and the high side of the street just gives you that extra layer of privacy. The custom kitchen, well, aside from the Caesar stone bench tops, you've got the Venetian glass splashback and those quality appliances that come with it as well. The floor plan, it is spread out across the entire length of that expansive 928 square metre block, just giving you all the privacy the growing family could possibly need. 5 bedrooms in total. The 2 bathrooms, and of course, that extensive 4-car garage as well, some 95 square metres of garaging alone, bigger than practically most 3-bedroom homes in the region. So we are dealing with a home of absolute substance, of absolute style. We're looking for an opening bid, our interest. The interest is here, we just need to work a little bit stronger. My suggestion, my recommendation, as I mentioned to you, is to start with something maybe around the 1.2 level, knowing full well, not just what the property was worth just a few years ago, but the value of the transformation that's gone into this home, be it the renovations, be it the care and upgrade right throughout the property. You've got, as I mentioned to you, the golf course just down the road, be it your choice of Gold Creek Country Club or the Lakes Golf Club as well. I dare say, living in this address, you will improve your handicap by at least 5 in your first year of residence here. I'm just giving the note now, understood, we're just getting that opening bid now, just a conversation to go, because I can appreciate it's a big decision to make after all, when you look at everything on offer here. Rarely do they trade in this wonderful location as well, and particularly to find something so well presented as this. Those rake ceilings just absolutely pouring in the natural light that comes with it. The excellent segregation of that floor plan, just absolutely ensuring privacy right throughout the whole home. I call for opening bids, I call for offers. I would have thought 1.2 is a fair and reasonable place to start, especially when you look at everything in the neighbourhood and what the market is doing here and now. Mark, how are we looking? Okay, understood. Just bear with us, we'll just seek some further instructions at the moment. I'm going to put the hold music on for a second. Interest is here and now, though I do note there is conditional interest tuning in right now. We'll stay with it here for the time being. I just put a brief pause on our proceedings whilst we seek some further clarification with the interest that's registered here now. Just bear with us. Thanks for your patience, folks. If you're just tuning in, we are midway through the auction for One Hoad Place in NICHOLLS. We're just currently negotiating an offer right now. Hang tight. If you've got any questions about the property, of course, Mark Johnson, always happy, always eager to please on that one there. Bear with us. We'll keep you updated as we proceed at the moment. Hang tight. So at this stage, I'm calling for opening bids for interest around the sort of 1-2 level. I would have thought that's fair and reasonable looking at everything on offer here. Bear with us, I'm going to put the hold music on again for just another moment and I'll come back to you.
Yes, but you can place a bid and I'll go and talk to the seller.
Okay.
Yep.
1,180,000.
A precise considered number indeed, and I thank you for the offer at $1,180,000. Bidder number one, I thank you for your interest now. I can see Mark's just off to have the discussion now with our seller. So $1,180,000. There's the gambit, there's the line in the sand. We move northwards from there, I would have thought. We're here at One Hoad Place in NICHOLLS, a $1,180,000 bid. Still, again, the suggestion to you is 1, 2 and something. You tell me what that something is. You put forward your best, your brightest offer now to try and secure a lifestyle home like this. Mentioned to you before, 297, just shy of 300 square metres of internal living, 95 square metres of garaging, an enviable position indeed, 928 square metre corner block. It's elevated, it's providing those wonderful views, but of course, serenity with the privacy on offer as well. Huge sprawling floor plan, 3 defined separate living spaces. You've got the rumpus for the kids, the formal lounge for the adults, or perhaps even just in that family room. That's the hub of the home, the congregation around that updated kitchen as well. $1,180,000. There's the current line in the sand. I look for further bids at $1,180,000. Again, the suggestion to you is to go above the 1.2 level. When you look at everything that the owner has done with the work to the property, you can certainly suggest it should be worth that and a lot more with the effort, the energy and expense that they have gone to. Be it on the walls, the floors, the ceilings, practically no surface of this home has been left untouched, unspent. You can certainly move in and not have to lift a finger for 10, 20, maybe even 30 years. And you just imagine, let's just say in 2 decades' time, what is a home of this stature worth in a location as good as this? I dare say you'd look back on this moment, be thinking you should have bought 2 in the light of 20 years' time from now. Spotted gum, timber floors, complementing that updated kitchen. You've got beautiful surfaces and finishes right throughout the whole property as well. Of course, what's really making it home is just how comfortable not just the floor plan is, but the arrangement of where the bedrooms and living spaces are. $1,180,000. We're here at One Hoad Place in NICHOLLS. Bear with us. I can see the conversation continues. Once again, I hit pause on our proceedings whilst we just see what the next move is. $1,180,000. Bear with us. Come back to you in just one moment. thanks for your patience, folks. We are getting there. 1.2 is the increased position now with bidder number 1 at $1,200,000. Again, I remind you, if you are just tuning in, we're here at 1 Hoad Place in NICHOLLS. $1,200,000 is the increased position right now. And as I've mentioned to you already, there is an absolute incredible list of updates, of inclusions, of wonderful, livable, accessible items here that comes with a home of this stature. $1,200,000. The conversation continues. We're just going to again just hit the pause button for another minute or two, just whilst we seek final positions. Bear with us. $1,200,000. Come back to you in just a moment.
Just say you keep my fire alive. Take everything or nothing at all. Just say you keep my fire alive. Take everything or nothing at all. Just say yes. Just say yes. Just say. I'd rather have everything than nothing at all. Just say sorry, I had not to fall. Images I pictured you smile. And I tried to flow. Negative going on my back. I will be sliding more. Even though I am surrounded in time, I see this as mystical. I'm sure that you know. See this as mystical. I'm sure that you know. Just say. You keep my fire alive. Take everything or nothing at all. Just say you keep my fire alive. Take everything or nothing at all. Just say yes. Just say yes. Just say. I'd rather have everything than nothing at all. Just say yes. Whatever happens, you know we're gonna repair. No matter what happens.
Well, thanks, folks. 1,210,000 is the improved position right now. At 1,210,000, bidder number 1 still holding that bid. Mark again just going between the interested parties and our seller right now. Stay close to the action here at 1,210,000. It's not there yet, but we are getting certainly closer towards the goal of new home ownership, and I certainly can tell you the motivation is high. It is very realistic here today. So 1,210,000. Once again, we just go and have a bit more of a discussion. Hang tight. We'll be back in just another moment.
We started with nothing, grew into something. We got the heat to last a lifetime. If it's the right time, trust in things that I mentioned. I wanna benefit from this friendship. I wanna get the late night message from you. From you, I put my hands around you. Gotta get a handle on you. Gotta get a handle on the fact that I'm too good to you. I'm way too good to you. You take my love for granted. I just don't understand it. No, I'm too good to you. I'm way too good to you. You take my love for granted. And I just don't understand it. No, I'm too good to you. I'm way too good to you. I'm just too good to you. Let it go. Free your mind. Let out hope. Be our no
watching the man at the bar with his head in his hands, and I think to myself, I was just like you. I can see there are times in your life when it's way too much for you. The battles you wear, and the armor you choose. When I first feel my lungs in the morning, I try to remember to say a quiet thank you. And if I rise with the weight in my heart, I like to play myself a sweet little tune. And I feel those cool rivers washing over me. And I know these smooth rhythms make me move my feet. Oh, you give me those soul shivers, taking me back to the days when music was a life giver. Make a bad man change his ways. Cool rivers, soul shivers. I can feel those smooth rhythms. Make a bad man change his way. I've seen men who sleep at the side of the road with a smile upon their face. I heard old men sing with youth in their voice when that old time record plays. I seen young boys learning their first steps to the sound of those drum breaks. And I heard the sound of the comedy, so many fresh mistakes. Still I feel those cool rivers washing over me. And I know these smooth rhythms make me move my feet. Oh, you give me those soul shivers.
Increasing your position, sir. Just to confirm, 1,217,000, is that correct?
Yeah, 1,217,000.
Fantastic. We've been to number one at 1,217,000. Appreciate your patience, folks. Happy to announce, though, in the absence of any further bidding, we sell here tonight at $1,217,000. Here for number one Hoad Place in Nichols. I go around the room. I call it away 3 times and it will be sold first time at $1,217,000. Going twice. Third and final time. It is going. It is going. It is. Sold your way. Congratulations. Very well negotiated, very well thought. To our other interested parties, look, no doubt Mark Johnson is going to do his absolute best to try and find you an alternative like that. Tune in for 6 p.m. our next auction coming up. But in the meantime, for more information about the Nichols market, Mark Johnson, he is the agent you need to speak with on behalf of Ray White Canberra. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you at the next live stream in just about 17 or so minutes away. We'll see you soon. Thank you.
Well done. Congratulations.
Make a bad man change his